I don't know exactly what you've been up to, but as you know me, I've been gone for a while. I don't know if it's been a month, 2 months, 3 months. The stream show has been in a real hiatus, and we're back. Why not come hang out with me tonight, okay? Come hang out with Strick. I want to know that you're watching and where you're watching from because, I know Ecammers are all over the world, and it could be very, very late where you are, or it could be kind of like in a real cool time. And you can sit and drink coffee or drink some cocoa and hang out with Strick. It's summertime in the States, so it may not be a cocoa day, but, some apple cider could go a long way. While you're listening to the stream show. All right. So if you're a streamer out there, we're going to talk about some streaming stuff. More importantly, today we're hanging out with the family. So Ecamm family, check in with me. Tonight, we're going to get a chance to have a real conversation with Jill Roberts. Jill is the new community manager at Ecamm Live, and of course, she has been a Ecamm family member for a long time. This is probably her second or third time on the stream show, but we're going to talk exactly about what she's been doing with Ecamm, what her plans are, what she's going to provide the community, and what she's expecting from the community members. So I need you guys to kind of hang in there with me tonight as we talk to her. And if you have a question, guess what? Ask the question. I'm in Zoom, so I'm going to share the Zoom link. Why not do that now? If I can remember how to do this, because I haven't did that in a while either. It used to be really simple. It couldn't have gone anywhere, right? It's Zoom. And I'll just copy the link here and put it in the chat and hit paste and then enter. And there you go. It shows up. Things haven't changed. I know what I'm doing. I got my girl, Kathy Walker, hanging out with us tonight. Principal Walker, good to see you tonight. And there he is. There's George. Listen, if you're doing a show and you're talking about Ecamm stuff and George does not show up, you're not doing a show. George, it's good to see you again, sir. Thank you for hanging out with us. Anytime you want to, like I said, chime in, be a part of the conversation, or ask Jill a question directly, all you have to do is hit the link that I've added into the comments. You can come into our Zoom and ask Jill the question directly. I would take the time to do it tonight. I would take the time to be very thoughtful and ask Jill some things that she knows that Ecamm haven't told us yet. Put her to the test. All right, Stephen, man, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Good to see you. Hey, Love Outreach, hello to you. Thank you for being a part of the show tonight. Guess what? I'm going to bring her on. Why waste any more time? This is a pleasure for me. Like, we're just going to talk, and you guys are going to be a part of this conversation as well, to Jill Roberts of Ecamm Live. Hey, is that cool to be introduced as of or in Ecamm Live? Like, you get to represent the company and all of that. Is that cool?
It's so cool. I got to tell you, from the very first few times that I got involved in the Ecamm community, doing videos with you, doing videos with other people, when, like, we're talking during the pandemic, trying to figure out this whole live streaming thing,
Right?
I knew, I'm like, man, the only way I would ever leave my job is if I could get a job with Ecamm.
Are you for
Truly.
real? Were you really
I
thinking that?
100%. 100%. I mean, Katie can vouch for me. I was like way too eager about it. I'm like, hey, Katie, if you guys are hiring or if you ever need any help, I mean, like, I'm totally here, but like, no pressure. I'm totally here, but
That's
totally super very
awesome.
eager because I just knew that this was such an amazing tool that really helped me. Was helping so many people and really helping us all connect in a way and in a time that we all needed it.
And that is so true. A lot of people don't know this, but through the pandemic, so I would say 2020 through
Mm.
2021, in the midst of the pandemic, there were a group of us. Shouts out to Dot Rock and the Let's Get Live crew. Dot Rock VIP, Let's Get Live VIP. He just really was a center or circle of information to where we kind of like circled around him to get updates, how to's, what to
Yeah.
do. And, once he got involved with Ecamm, or before he got involved with Ecamm, he was pushing people to this technology. And we just kind of like held on to what, hey, Doc said. I mean, if somebody should just have made a T-shirt that said Doc said, and just kind of fill in all the crazy things that Doc says or that he did
we
say.
we would need multiple t-shirts
Right,
or like a long sleeve shirt with sleeves,
right,
graphics on the front
and
and
the
the back.
back.
Yeah, and
Yes,
the
and
back.
probably on the inside of it too. Hey, just in case I
Probably,
could
most
turn it
likely.
inside out. These are things that Doc Rock has said, and you're so right about that because he says a lot. And so big shouts out to him for kind of helping us
Yeah.
all the way through. I really, for myself and what I do with Ecamm and all the time of listening to him, I credit, the time
Yeah.
of the training and all the stuff because I just could not miss an opportunity if he was going live to sit there and listen to be a part of the
Yep.
conversation. And so he really got me over the hump. I am a Sony guy right now because of Dot Rock.
Yep.
So,
I've loved getting to be able to work with him. We've gone on a few trips together recently and producing live, doing virtual productions. And it's just awesome. Honestly, I say it all the time. He's like my big brother. You know, sometimes we fight and we're like at each other's throats, but it's because we love each other and we push each other. And he sees me as a peer and as an equal, and that's huge. You know, we all have
that's
our different
awesome.
expertises, and honestly, I feel like Doc knows a lot about a lot of things.
Right.
He's just always hungry for knowledge and credit where credit's due, you know, and he loves to share that out. So, I mean, he's been live streaming every single day for hundreds of days now, and it doesn't matter where he is or where he's traveling to or how many hours we're doing production in person, like extremely tired, especially after this last trip, but he still goes back to his hotel room, puts up his camera and has some knowledge to share, and he shares it. And so yeah,
That's
I love
cool.
you, Doc, even though, you know, we banter, but it's because we love each other, and
Why
I think
not,
it's great.
right? Why not?
Of
He's
course.
good for it. He's good
Yeah, he
for it.
is.
Devon D.
Yeah.
Hey man, thanks for watching us tonight, man. This has been really cool. So he says, hey, I've been using Ecamm for the last 5 years. The world is watching. Well, hey brother, has it been 5 years? It's been 5 years for me too. Like I
Yep.
tested it out one day, and the next day I
Yep.
paid for it. It's like I have to have this, and so I've
100%.
been rocking with Ecamm
Do you
for
remember
about that
what you
long as well.
searched? Do you
I
remember like how you found Ecamm?
I don't. I really don't.
Yeah.
So definitely was YouTube.
Yep.
It was definitely watching YouTube. So between Pat Flynn,
Yep.
um, I really do
Diana for sure.
Diana, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
Primal Video. So Justin Brown. So big shouts out to
Yep.
him. Like, he
Yeah.
does his top video programs or
Mhm.
systems for live streaming. And
Yep.
Ecamm was in there. So by the time I watched really all three of them, yeah, I
It's
was
a
hooked. And
no-brainer.
then I think
Yeah.
Doc started to talk about it. And then after that point, it was over with. Like I was in
Yep.
the Ecamm family and all of that. And
Yep.
we were doing 5 hour live streams all together. It was just was what it was. So,
It's so fun.
that being said,
Yep.
2020, I want to start there
Mhm.
with you. You're with Ecamm
Okay.
now, but let's go back to 2020 and 2021 and you're beginning to use this software. What was it like for you? What were you doing and how were you using Ecamm?
So I was working on a few projects that were video related. At the time, I was working full time in the school system. I had been an ESL, English as a second language, and biology teacher for 11 years, and I had just transferred into this marketing role for the school district. And so the pandemic hit, and we needed to be able to, like, we didn't have sports, we couldn't have families attend sporting events.
Right?
Our music programs completely shut down because there was no safe way to kind of facilitate that. And I can't imagine trying to conduct a band course on Zoom. Like so many things had to be shut down. So
Right?
we had a really cool superintendent that was super innovative and would just listen to any crazy cockamamie idea I came up with and said,
That's cool.
"Yeah, okay, if you want to do it, like yeah, go for it." He didn't look at me weird. He was just like, "Yeah, that sounds awesome." So I was starting to lean into how do I do marketing and live events virtually for this school district, a school district with 7 schools. So like a big task. But also, I was doing some subcontracting work through my focus of my old YouTube channel used to be language acquisition. So I speak a lot of Brazilian Portuguese, a lot of Spanish. And so I was passionate about teaching English as a second language, especially to Brazilian Portuguese speakers. So that was
Okay.
kind of my niche there. And I got this really cool subcontracting job with Rosetta Stone.
Okay.
So they had brought me out to LA right before the pandemic started. I mean, like March 2020, I was in LA, and I think everything shut down in April. So I went out there to do this filming. It wasn't live streaming or anything, but I'm the on-screen talent, teaching how to actually was teaching how to speak Spanish, but it was super fun. It was really cool. But when I got back to Massachusetts, I am juggling being a parent with 4 kids, online learning, trying to figure out what the heck I'm going to do with the school system and this new position that was just kind of created. And then Rosetta Stone said, "Hey, we need live instructors to teach on our app." So you open
Wow.
up the Spanish app and we need a live instructor. And honestly, that's how I started searching. It wasn't really my job at the school, but it was, I know I have all these nice cameras. I have these Canon cameras. I've got all this glass that like makes me look gorgeous. And I was like, okay, plugging in how to live stream with DSLR cameras. I think that was a search. And I think I put Mac in there as well. Ecamm popped up. And then the bonus feature too was also I'm like, how do I make it so that the comments come up?
Right.
Because I was also trying to I was teaching the Rosetta Stone team as well, like, well, we have to be able to integrate these comments. So it was a whole lot of research, a lot of playing around, but I'm telling you, of all the live streams I've done, I don't think I've ever been more nervous than when I was live streaming to Rosetta Stone's Spanish app. Again, my language is like English fluency, Portuguese high intermediate, Spanish intermediate. So I've got a headphone with a producer in my ear. I've got notes I need to look at. I've got a fake teleprompter cheap situation set up. And I've got Ecamm with custom RTMP sent out to Rosetta Stone's team. And
Wow.
I've never felt more pressure in all of my life. And it was only like a half hour live stream. But through that, I really was able to to like I wanted to be the best. I wanted to like I know that I can figure out how to make this really really cool and how to make it more interactive than just a robotic here's the
Right.
script that I'm reading. Like I wanted to be able to interact with the comments and be able to see that live. And then so that was Rosetta Stone and then I applied all of that to the school system. So like I said, we had sports but the kids' parents could not go.
Gotcha.
Even
Right.
soccer, outdoor soccer, hockey was for sure no. Like the kids could go, they all had to wear masks. So I got super creative with Ecamm and everything that I learned along the way. Because this is like Ecamm 1.5, right? This is very early on in the
Gotcha.
days, and we were all trying to figure out how to hack Ecamm. Like, oh, what if I could make it do this?
Right.
Or I
Right.
only have this many USB ports. What if I took one camera shot and made it into 2 camera shots? So all along the journey, I was just so excited to be learning and being able to immediately apply this technology. So I was creating a lot of tutorials in the group. And that's really how I got to know you and so many other people in the community by us all being like, "Oh, did you know you could do this?" And yeah, so then I started doing graduation ceremonies. We live streamed every single home game for every single sport in the year 2021, which I mean, talk about learning through doing,
Right.
uh, you know. And each time, what I tried to do, I can't remember who it was at Leap Into Live. It might have been Stephanie. It might have been. Oh, it was Brandon Washington. Have you seen any of his stuff?
I have.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
I'm like big fangirl. But he says that every time he streams, he tries to improve one thing or reduce a little bit more friction. So that I
Gotcha.
mean, if you wait until your studio is exactly what you have in your dream world, you're never gonna get there. You're
No,
just
you're
gonna
never
keep
gonna get
saying you
there.
need more gear. So anyways, each stream I found myself doing one extra thing to kind of make it that much more engaging or that much more polished. And yeah, that was really how I started with Ecamm.
I remember you doing some of the tutorials. You were
Mm-hmm.
showing how you had different speakers set up with the different backgrounds. I
That's
remember
right.
that video. Do you
Mm.
know how long ago that was?
That was definitely 2020. That was 2020. So that project, oh man, and it's funny. I've met people like at Creator Camp. They're like, "Hey, you actually sent me that template." I'm like, "What template?" Like, I like it was a project that I did, but I didn't think too much about it. But that project, oh man. So I was working with a client, the local economic development corporation. So high stakes. Everything needs to be extremely clean and polished and on
Right.
brand, right? And you have certain customers, certain clients where you're like, hey, this is what you got, and this is what I can offer you. But this one was very specific, and we were interviewing um, life science companies. So we're
Okay.
in the middle of the pandemic. We need to be respecting the 6 feet.
Right.
I can't even think of the word for it, but we need to be able to
Distance.
respect that
Uh-huh.
distancing. Yep. That's right. It's funny how those like words were so used all the time, and now I can't even think of it. So we're in this somewhat limited space.
To use this software. Okay, is that
What
me
was
or
it
you?
like for you?
Oh,
What
that's
was you
somebody
doing?
else that's
I
coming in. So if you
Val.
can come in and mute yourself, that'll work. I'm sorry.
No
I
worries.
did put it
I
out
was just
there.
like, you did.
Uh, yeah, Valerie's coming in. She did that. Okay, okay, cool. I got you.
Okay.
I see you. Yes,
We'll
ma'am. I'll have you
we'll
come on in
see.
just a second.
So we had to socially distance people in the life science industry. There was no way we were going to break these rules and put people their reputation. So we had each of these life science companies in the same room and we put up green screens, and then I made these like kind of gradient backgrounds in Keynote as their virtual backgrounds. And yeah, so I had 6 cameras set up. Some of them were Canon M50s.
Wow.
Some of them were Canon 80Ds. It was like whatever I had and whatever anybody else had, I just put it all together, and that was a big project. But yeah, I got a lot of visibility because it was a very corporate stream, and I was showing this is how you can do this just using
And you did a
Ecamm
great job
green
doing
screens.
it. That's
Thank
why
you,
people were like,
thank you.
wow, that's cool. How can we do this? I mean, it's just how can we integrate Ecamm? We're
Yep,
seeing people do some amazing things, and then your tutorial was, you did a great job explaining exactly what you were
thank you.
doing. So I thought that was cool.
It's the teacher in us, you know. Once you're a teacher, you're always a teacher. It brings you joy to be able to say, "Hey, listen, I took the long way of getting to this final answer. I don't want you to have to suffer the way I did. Here's the shortcut, but then also you need to know this background information and why I chose to do things this way, and then do with it what you want. But you have to have that certain level of teaching so that it's not like, hey, the thing didn't work. Well, you have
Right.
to understand things a little bit deeper. So I
That's
love it.
cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. So
Yeah.
let's do this really, really quick. I want to get to some
Yeah.
comments and then we're going to go to Valerie because she's in, wanting to talk with us. So it's crazy. I sat back for years watching the rise of education of you all, including Doc. I appreciate you guys.
Mm,
Listen,
that's
if
awesome.
you sit back, I do believe that the time that we took to be consistently live streaming, talking about it,
Hmm.
learning. The technology grew. Like inside of all of that, ChatGPT came out, and
Yeah.
now that all the other AI apps, Opus
So
Clips
many
came
tools.
out. You know, there's so many things we can now do. It's like, hey, you just got to go get it. It's possible and everything that you have. So that's cool. So Vlogmas
Yep.
made me a part of the Let's Get Live. Yeah, there I did Vlogmas, and then
All
two
those
years of
challenges.
Creator Camp. I am ECAP for life, Kathy. Me and Kathy actually shared a Uber while we were at camp one time.
That's
All of those
awesome.
things actually make a difference. I remember being impressed by Jill's use of Ecamm for school sports broadcasting. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, me
thank
too.
you, Miss Kathy.
Me too. And then the last one here, we used to have to use Restream yes, you remember that?
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
so at the time, Ecamm was not multi-streaming. You couldn't do multiple streams with Ecamm. Of course,
Yep.
now you can. There's a way to do it if you
Can.
have the bandwidth to do it on your
Yep.
internet. And
I love that you said that, by the way.
well, it's true because you can do
It's
it,
true.
but if you got 10 megabytes going up, you can't. And it's not
Yep.
Ecamm's fault.
Nope.
It is Ecamm has the ability to do it. You have to look at what kind of computer you got, and then what the
Yep.
bandwidth you have to
And they'll
upload.
let you know too. They're like, "Oh, I see that you want to stream to 3 destinations. This is how much you need. Click here, run the test. Hey, you got enough. Go for it."
There you
Or
go.
eh, maybe
Oh,
just
you
use
don't.
one location.
You don't. So in the midst of all of that, I got ATT fiber in my
Mm.
neighborhood. So now I'm able to stream in 4K, and I'm hoping I'm streaming in 4K. We could test this after the fact, but that's where I have started. I hadn't checked it at all. Valerie, I hope you're ready to go with me. Let's see if I can pull you into the conversation so you can hang out with us. How are you doing?
Dang.
You're on
Now
mute.
you're on mute.
There you
That's why
go.
that's why I wasn't talking because I knew I was on mute. I always, just do this. Hi guys.
What's
Hi,
going
girl.
on? I see you have your
Look.
Creator Camp T-shirt on.
That's
Yes,
right.
look. I'm always representing Ecamm.
Yeah, you are.
Always.
That's
I
what's up.
oh my gosh. Yeah, I literally I'm packing my suitcase because we just finished a show. I'm in Amsterdam right now. We did the North Sea Jazz Festival.
That's
So
what's up.
now I'm leaving for Greece tomorrow.
That's
And I'm
I
awesome.
miss
Who you
and I'm
with on
packing,
that?
so
Who
it's
you
a
with on
bunch of
that
background.
tour?
Huh?
So who are you with on that tour?
Diana Ross?
Ah, yeah, that's
Oh,
so
you know,
cool. That
Yeah,
is
so
Diana
so
Ross.
yeah,
cool.
yeah,
That is so.
we just
Tell her I said hello. I hadn't seen her in a while,
I
but
will do that.
we hadn't talked in a minute, but she'll remember.
She says to call her right wherever
Right,
you are, but
right,
you
right,
you just
right,
didn't do it.
right.
Um, yeah,
That's awesome.
I literally I saw Jill's name and it just popped up on my computer because I'm packing my bag and I said, "Oh my God, this." But let me tell you, you started off with you were saying that what were you saying? Something about trying to figure out or remember how to do whatever the Zoom thing. I've been gone for almost a month now, and this might be the longest I've been online right now. This
Wow,
tour is wearing my behind out. I'm telling you.
wow.
And so I haven't been. So I get back next week. So you guys will see me starting next week.
It's
And
cool.
it's a lot. And I always tell people that you got to do this stuff. Do it every day. If you have little projects or whatever, just do
Hmm.
it because you want to stay in the conversation. You want to keep exercising that muscle
That's
because
right.
otherwise, like right now, and you guys know me, and you know I do it all the time, but I'm trying to figure out what buttons to
Where's the
push.
button? I know there's a button here yesterday or a couple of months ago. There's that button. Okay, let's see if this works. All of that. Yes. Yes, that's me.
Exactly. But it's but I just like you guys, I remember those 5 hour long streams that you
Yeah.
guys were doing. I was the
Yeah.
one of the people watching them. But I
Wow.
was, I was like, I would just sit there and I seriously, nobody even had to be talking. It could just be sitting there drawing on the screen. And I would
Yeah.
sit there seriously, just engrossed and just became part of that community. Now I can't sit and watch a 5 hour stream, so
Right,
don't
right. We
do
got things to do now, but at the time, there wasn't a lot of things to do. So
Yep.
all of us needed something. I mean, but just think of what it's like to sit. You watched it, but to be on the live stream, like, when did we go to the bathroom? You know what I'm saying? I can't sit for 5 hours. What is that all about?
I didn't think about that. That's
Yeah.
something. Yeah, I don't know when. I don't know.
I
You just
don't
switch
remember.
scenes. Just like, take me off for a second. I'll be back.
Exactly. And then we all started learning how to do our be right back screen. So then you can
That's
just do
true.
that.
That's true.
Also
You
true.
know.
True.
But yeah, it's so funny because I know people get sick of me because seriously, I have something Ecamm on everywhere I go. That's the beauty of the merch, okay?
That's true.
Is you get your merch and you don't have to worry about dressing up and stuff, and you'll just always represent. I
You know,
matter of fact,
Val,
several people
I'm gonna give you
today
some
say
new merch. I got some new merch for you. I'll hook you
you
up.
got some stuff. See, I like
I got
that
some stuff.
blue, Jill. I brought the black one, and I brought the black hoodie, and I brought the Creator Camp black um what do you call
Joggers.
them? Yes, I got those, and I've got like at least three hoodies out here with me, and I I love it.
Can
People
I tell you
think, what are
something
you?
too?
Yeah.
I was in Amsterdam wearing my Ecamm stuff too a couple of months ago. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. My wife, she had a cruise in Rotterdam, so we flew into Amsterdam and then drove over an hour. And I traveled with Ecamm stuff on. Now, I was thinking this while you were talking. I need to get the QR code. So if anybody ever asks me, just like here's my affiliate link, right? Here, just
Yeah.
check it out.
Absolutely.
14 days trial. You just check it out, see if you like it or not. You got to have a Mac. That's the only thing.
You know what? We
Exactly.
gotta get some shirt designs with the QR code on the
On the
back.
back,
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna
that's
put
cool.
mine everywhere. Give it.
Just put it everywhere. Just put it everywhere.
Uh-huh. I just
I
need I need a couple of hats though. I need some hats.
Okay. I got some hats
Mm-hmm.
for you.
Mm-hmm. I shoot. Oh, that's cute. That'll go with my shirt. Look at
All right.
that.
We got this one.
that'll go with the shirt definitely.
Is that new?
We got some new stuff.
Oh, I like that one too.
Right? With the gray on our
Nice.
side. What else we got?
Oh yeah.
We got this one,
Okay,
gray.
I like them all.
I like them all. Then we got the pride one, of course. This is my go-to.
I have that one. I have two of those actually.
And then the traditional one.
I
I don't
like
have
that one.
that
I don't have that. That's what's up.
Listen,
I
you
have to
two.
check out the merch
You
shop.
send me a message. Let me know what you want. I
one.
know a
All
guy.
right. All
I'm just
right.
saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up.
I'll hit the,
So let's
I'll
do
hit the
that.
street.
My man Brent says, "Hey, what's up, everybody?" And then he's
Oh,
Hey.
like,
Brand.
"Yeah, Brent Collins." And then he's like, "Hey, I need that orange and black one." I get it. I'm with you, brother. I think I
Yeah,
have a
you know
black one like that.
when you and Brent used to do your thing, because I didn't know you then,
The
but I would
stream show
watch
we
you.
got started. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I used to watch it all the time. I never said the one time, there was a couple times I would say something because you had a good friend of mine on there, Greg Fillinganes, and you guys
Oh
did an interview.
yeah, I did an
It was
interview with
you,
Greg.
it was another guy that was with
Yeah,
you, and
local Dr. Henry Panion, local to Birmingham. He had feeling Greg coming in, so I had a chance to meet Greg in person,
uh-huh.
but a couple times because he's actually did some. My wife was on a concert with him, but that being said, it was the coolest interview because I got to talk about Michael Jackson with him and his time with Michael Jackson. And
Oh
then
yeah.
while we were on the interview, Smokey Robinson calls him and he
I
answers the phone.
re- I know, and then he let everybody hear the conversation. I said, Greg, you better
Yeah,
let
I
Smokey
know,
know
right?
that people are listening.
I know, right? Because people wasn't telling everybody that they had COVID at the time, but he kind of like spilled the
Hmm.
beans for Smokey. So, you know.
Exactly, exactly. No, but that was cool. But that's like you said, that's what we do. We said, and then the first time I met everybody, because the first time I met you, Jill, was in San Diego when they
That was the
did
best.
that
That meetup.
that first meetup in San Diego. And the only reason I was there is I was actually going to, Adrian and Rachel had come in for that, the social media marketing and the meetup. And I was going to meet them just to go to dinner. So that was a 3 hour drive for me. And they just said, why don't you just stay and meet people?
I'm so glad you
Wow.
did.
That's the reason I
That was
stayed.
so
And then I
special.
got to meet all of you guys, and it was like everybody was famous to me because you see everybody online and stuff. I was like, oh, I know that person. And everybody looked like they look online. I seriously, I'm
Yeah,
just,
except way taller.
except taller,
Yeah.
except tall. And Adrian said,
Everyone's
well,
way tall. I mean, not everyone, but we're shorties. But like,
I
did you?
figured out why
Jake,
I
how tall
look
are you?
taller. I figured out why I look taller in person. And it's my camera placement. My camera
Okay.
placement is up and down.
Okay.
uh-huh.
So it's a down shot, so I look smaller based on the camera
Yeah.
placement, and I hadn't fixed that, and I don't
Oh,
really
okay.
care, you know. But it makes me look small. You know, if you do like I say, if you do cameras, the different effects that it has, pointing up gives you a scene of power and all that kind of stuff. Where I have my
Pointing
just a
up
little bit up, pointing
gives
down.
you, you get
That.
that. I mean, if you guys want that, we can do the rest of the interview like that.
No,
Okay,
let's
or
not
the
do
no,
that.
the
Let's not do
nose
that.
shot.
Let's
Mm-hmm.
not
The
do
nose
that.
shot,
Nose
Let's
shot.
not do that. Let's
all the
not do that.
chins. Let's not do
All right.
that.
Hey, Mr. Riley World is hanging out with us from the West Side. Hey, man,
Oh,
good to see you, man. It's been a minute.
good to
Thank
see
you
you.
for hanging out with us tonight. And we have Miss Jill here, who's now the new community manager of Ecamm Live, hanging out with us. And Valerie wanted to come on and kind of hang out, and I appreciate it
One of
because
our
she's in,
amazing moderators,
yeah, she's all
I
the
know,
way
but I
she's
in
on
haven't
our
been
team.
Amsterdam.
moderating this month. I've
But
been
we're not.
gone.
But you're not going anywhere. I mean, we've got plans for you.
I'll
You're
be
going to be
back.
involved in some
I'll be
stuff.
back with a vengeance in about a week and a
Good.
half. So,
Good.
There you
it's like I
go.
got to relearn Ecamm, so I'll get to push the buttons again.
So Are you doing Ain't No Mountain High Enough? You know what I'm
Oh my
saying?
God,
Like,
that's the last. That's the last song. Actually, that's not the last song. That's the song before the last song. The last song is "I Will Survive."
no way. She's doing that. Is that one of her songs?
Um, that's the
Really?
one, and then that's the one where yeah, oh yeah, she actually recorded that a while
I
ago,
didn't I
and
didn't know
so
that.
yeah, she
Okay. At what point in the set does she sing I got muscle I need muscles or I got muscles? Which one was it? Huh? When did she do
I've
that?
been I've been here since 2004. So what's that, 20
21
years?
years.
Something like that. Although I'm 19,
Right, right,
but I've
right,
been
right. Of
there that
course.
long. And I we have never done that song since
Oh
I've been
my
here.
gosh. Diana Ross, she's got to the age where she doesn't need muscles anymore. Come on, you still
We've
need
never
that.
we've never done it, but check it out. The percussionist that's with her, back then she used to tear his shirts off. They actually, so because I guess it happened and it went over so well that they started having to buy him shirts because she was just because he was one of those muscle
I
dudes.
get it. I get it.
Yeah, he's a muscle dude, and
And of course, we're
and
talking about Diana Ross that she's touring with and doing background for. So,
Amazing.
if you know anything about pop culture, before there was a Beyonce, before there was Madonna,
oh,
there was
Whitney, all of those, yeah.
Whitney's, there was
Hmm.
Diana Ross. She set the standard for the women. And of course, Aretha Franklin is up there, but Diana Ross kind of like with the
Absolutely.
movie and the Wizard of Oz and all the stuff that she had a chance to do. She was and is a real icon. So that's really cool that you're getting able to travel the world
Yeah.
and sing with her, and also be a part of the Ecamm family all at the same time.
Well, that's the important part right there.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
That's the important part. I know what it would be so cool. It's not going to happen, but it would be really cool if one day I just happened to have my camera on and she just popped in the background and said, "Hi, everyone."
That's cool. That would be cool.
That'd
Ain't
be
gonna
awesome.
that ain't gonna happen. I'm just telling
I
you.
understand. I understand. I understand. Like there has to be a whole different world she lives in, being a pop icon. And Jill, we're gonna finish this conversation, but I have to say this, and then Barry,
Yeah.
I'll let you go. Being a pop icon on the other side, like to where you did the big stuff, you kind of like raise your children, and you come back at an older age just because you love to perform. It's something that you want to do, and you don't have to do it, and it's
Right.
got to be a completely different feeling being out there.
Well, one of the things that's so cool is, like I said, we've been out this particular time. This is one of the longer ones. Normally we go maybe a week or 2 weeks at a time,
Hmm.
but this one has been over a month, about a month. It'll be about a month. And then we do Hollywood Bowl, which is always big, in
Right.
California. But the thing for me watching it is we have what we call super fans, and they come to nearly all the shows. They fly all
Wow.
over the world,
Wow.
and they get first and second row seats and
Wow.
stuff, and they come to all of these shows. And it's the and it's I know this sounds really corny, but there's just so much love in the room where people are actually, because it's an investment for them
Right.
to do this, but people will save up or do whatever they have to do to come to her shows. And some of these people, it saves their lives, really. They would have
Hmm.
lost loved ones and things like that, and it actually brings them back to life. It sounds corny, right? But
Oh, I
it's
No,
get
really
it.
that's
beautiful
music.
to
That's music.
see.
That's community. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really like tonight, for instance. There's just a sea of it was called the North Sea Jazz Festival. There's a sea of people, and
Wow.
it's a bunch of artists, and you know how that works, Trick.
I
There's a
do.
bunch of artists on the shows, but they are really it's just you can feel the energy.
Right.
You can really feel the people, and seriously, it's just a wall of people, and they are just happy. It's just music, and we did Montreux before that, so we were in Switzerland right before that, the day before, and just music everywhere. I tell
That's
you,
awesome.
music is a healer
Hmm.
of the soul. It's,
It
it's,
is.
that's real.
Absolutely.
And we're
That's
talking about
real.
Diana Ross, but you know, I'm a great vocalist, but more than me being a great vocalist, Jill is also. Have you not seen Jill on the stage doing her
Yes,
thing?
I know Jill be getting down.
Guys,
I
I'm shy.
oh,
I couldn't I couldn't possibly.
she says she's shy and she's gonna twirl around and she's gonna have a sequin gown on and a
I
tiara.
know,
Watch.
right? She was doing her thing. So Jill singing a song and she kicked her legs and she played the guitar with it. I'm like, go
Get
do
it,
it.
girl, get it, get it.
Ecamm family, of course, we love Ecamm and all of the things it can do technically with us getting out live streaming and recording. But a lot of us have some great talent. So, a very, very talented group of people. I think at camp, you got to tell them, Jill, at camp, there
We
has to
gotta.
be a
We need to.
talent contest at camp. There's got to be one.
We gotta have. I was telling them, I was like, guys, at least what if we do like a karaoke thing? Or you know what I love? I love the live band karaoke. Have you been to one of those? It's
I
amazing.
haven't.
They have these bands. They have so many songs, and they might have like a click track going, so it keeps them all on track. But you've got live musicians, live vocalists harmonizing
Uh-huh.
with you. Doc and I did that at Social Media Marketing World a couple years ago. I think we did. I like the way you work it, no diggity. And Doc did his whole ad libbing thing, and I was just ripping it up on the vocals. It was so much fun. It's
Oh,
That's
like
that's
I don't.
cool.
We got to
awesome.
get some. You know, we need to put an Ecamm album out there somewhere. I mean, Katie. I feel like Katie says yes to everything, every good creative idea that we throw out there. Wouldn't that be cool? I mean,
Ecamm album.
we could record
Headlined
all these
by DJ
intros.
Right on Beat.
Yep, let's do
Well,
it.
then you might not know who Goldie or Crayola. You guys might not know those. So,
Mm,
but they might have to make it. Oh, matter of fact, when we did Vlogmas, that's like my first time really coming into the big community doing anything.
mm.
And so I have these characters that I do, and they are like they're very good. They like
That's what's
talent
up.
shows.
Nice.
That's what's up.
Matter of
Another.
fact, you know what? I did that thing for Keith's birthday. Um, remember they had all of us, a lot of people send him a little 20-second, 30-second thing for his birthday.
That's cool. I don't. I
Yeah,
didn't
well,
remember that
during
one.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
during the.
it was a while ago, and I
I
actually
got you.
that's when Crayola, not Crayola, Goldie made her appearance there. So
That's what's
Nice.
up.
I got some stuff
So
for you.
creative.
All right.
Love
Well,
it.
look, I'm gonna pack because I got to be up in a few hours. I'm just so glad I got, and I'm sorry for
Us
I
too.
apologize to anybody watching, just taking up all this
We're
time,
part
but
of the
I'm
Ecamm
No,
family. Like this
we're
is a part
fam.
of it.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, you're kind of leading us into where we want to go and what we want to talk about. So
Yep.
thank you so very much for your time and hanging out with us. You be safe traveling. And tell Diana, I apologize for not answering the last time, but when she calls, I will answer next time. I
Okay.
promise I'll answer when she calls next time.
okay. I'll make sure I tell her
Yes, ma'am.
the next tour. I tell
Right.
her.
All right. Be
All
blessed,
right, guys,
darling.
have fun. Jill, I will check you out when I get back
I'll talk to you
home,
so soon.
and you guys have fun. Hugs and kisses.
Yes, ma'am.
See you.
Bye, Miss
Bye.
This
Valerie.
this is what the show is all about, and Miss Riley was saying bye to Val as well. It's just really really cool to be able to have a family like this to come in and be a part and talk and all that kind of stuff. And I gotta say this,
Absolutely.
Brent says he had a chance to hang out with you at
Oh,
NAB.
that was
You
one of my
remember that?
highlights. Oh yeah, we talked so much about Ecamm, catching up, talking about strategies and projects we're working on. I know his daughter's doing some really cool stuff too. And
Hmm.
yeah, honestly, I was so excited to run into him. I knew that he was going to be there, but then we found one night when we were out at In-N-Out Burger, and we just were able to chat for a really extended time. And I was like, yeah, I needed this. This is
That's
really good.
cool. That's cool. So,
Yeah.
being the community manager for
Yeah.
Ecamm, what can the community expect from you?
That is a great question. And it's funny, I joined Ecamm on March 1st of this year. And we've had a number of really cool events that came up
Hmm.
right away. So we had NAB. We went to this, Doc and I went to this really cool event in Mexico called Lawyer on the Beach. And then we just got back from the Pokemon card party with Pat Flynn and his team
That
down in
had to be cool.
Orlando, in
That was
Tampa.
a Flynn deal.
It was so cool. I think the thing that made it the coolest was that I got to bring my kids along. And so I've got 4 kids, Maddie, Lizzie, Bobby, Kenny. And Bobby and
Shouts
Kenny
out
are,
to the fam.
yeah, shout out to the family. We got it. Actually, Lizzie did my nails
Oh, that's what's
right
up.
before we joined on. Yep.
So
Of
I
course,
gotta
she's
get next
really into
time,
that.
Lizzie. I'm in line. I'm in line. I'll be
Okay.
second.
So she can even design things and send them off to you. So she's starting to grow her business. She's 10, going to be 11 next month, but she's got dreams. But Bobby and Kenny have been Pokemon collectors, and they're really big into it. And so when we got asked by Pat to come and produce one of their live stages and their live streams, I was like, we need to do this because the people that are attending these conferences are creators. They're
Right.
already making videos, and we know that Ecamm can just save you so much time, so much hassle, so much troubleshooting. So, anyways, it was great to be there and great to be involved, but it was even more special to have my kids involved, and they were able to attend, and they got to meet Pat Flynn the first time we got there at the hotel. Bobby and Kenny were like slow motion, like just
Wow.
running towards him, and he's like, "How you doing, guys?" I thought Kenny was going to jump into his arms. It was adorable. So meeting Pat Flynn, the Pat Flynn, but also letting them dive into their hobby in a really cool way and feel so validated by other creators and everything. But so coming off of these trips, I've learned so much about the Ecamm organization as a whole. And I've only just started to now be able to really click into the role of community manager. So there have been so many conversations that we've had about what our community needs, what the program needs, and there's lots of really cool things that are coming up. And it's not that everything's blowing up and we're starting from scratch, not at all. The things that work for our team and our program are continuing, but trying to come up with some more ways to help with onboarding because
Hmm.
Ecamm today is very different than Ecamm 5 years ago.
That's true. That's true.
There's
Very
so
true.
much more that you can do, and the one of the beauties I think of being a small organization that loves feedback and customer input is that Ken and Glenn, our owners, our founders, our programmers, are able to take those recommendations and implement them. So, I mean, even just there was a request in the community last month. Someone just wrote it in their Facebook group. If you're not in our Facebook group, please join it. You'll learn so much from it. But they said, we've got the time, like a countdown. We've got all these different things. Can we have a clock, like what do you call it? A date, like a calendar widget built in, so that if I'm doing a daily show, I don't have to go in and change the day every single day. And Ken and Glenn are like, yeah, yeah, we could do that. So now that's an option. So like what they're constantly able to do to add these features or to modify things the way that we need them is amazing. But now I think that there's a greater need for some onboarding. So some of the work that I'll be doing is helping with some of those tutorials, leaning into my teacher skills. Love that.
That's
I really
awesome.
miss teaching. And then working with people like Val. So Val was just on with us. We have a number of moderators and a number of power users that for them to create a 5-minute tutorial on how to best adjust overlays or how to, all these hidden Ecamm features that
Right.
will save you so much time. Even just like these borders that you have around us. So I did not know until fairly recently, I'm a little embarrassed to say, that if you design one of these borders that you like, you maybe add like the color movement and you can just copy that and apply it to another. Like you don't have to copy the whole scene, but you can just make another camera overlay, and then apply those same features to that just by copying and pasting settings. So there's some of these hidden features that
That's
like
cool. I
can
didn't know
can see.
that.
See,
You're
I
gonna
didn't
make
have
me
to use
stop and
it.
start playing with it right now because
I'm just
you are
saying.
right. I've seen the gradient move, and I
Yep.
haven't. I haven't
You can
tried that
add a
at all.
couple of a couple of colors and everything like that. So there's all these things that that people are using and that our power users and our moderators are able to create tutorials around. And so you're gonna see an increase of that. Are you playing with it right now?
I did, but I'm back. No worries.
That was okay. I gotta call the moment. That was a doc moment. Like, wait, let me just do it right now. I
Oh
can do
yeah,
it
I
right now.
just had to at
You
least try
know,
it.
you have to. But anyway, so some of the things that you can expect from me being in this role and working with our moderators, and there's been a lot of planning around this, but soon you're going to see the implementation of that, which will be an easier onboarding process, more in-house tutorials and support. And then there's also like, there's people like you and me who have been using Ecamm for years. And you know what? Like, I don't need a step 1, step 2, step 3. I need like Ecamm 3.0, like, I need the more advanced features that to be highlighted, and or like programs and software that are Ecamm adjacent that will help make my life easier as a producer, that will, you know, save me time
Hmm.
and really increase my following, increase my visibility and everything like that. So there's a lot that that we're really excited to work on that's going to be for the community, by the community, and yeah, not can't disclose every single thing because some of
I
it's
get it.
like, all
Tell
right,
us
we got
something.
the idea, we
Jill,
know we
Jill,
need to
Jill,
do it.
listen,
All
listen,
right, all
Jill.
right,
Listen,
all
Jill.
right, all right, I'm listening.
Ken, Glenn, Katie, Doc, and all the
Mm.
other people that work are not watching right now. They're not going to see
Oh,
this.
they're
It's
not
just
watching.
you and me. It's just you and me. Can you tell your boy Strick? Like one of the
Yeah.
things that's coming out
Okay.
that nobody knows. Like one of the things that's happening. You can just like,
We
you can whisper it to me and then
okay.
I won't tell anybody because it's just you and me.
You wouldn't. It's just you and me. So we are not only going to be on Macs, we're going to be on PCs. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We're definitely not. We're definitely not.
That's
I
funny.
should have
You
played
know,
that. I
that's
should
the,
have played that longer, but my
yeah.
anxiety, I'm like, oh.
Yeah. So let's do this before Steven gives me a hard time and asks me again. So Steven is asking us a question.
Mm,
He says, "Hey, and this is
okay.
what as a community manager, this is a request. Like, how would you handle something like this?" And
Yeah.
Steven, I made a request about a year ago to get more control over audio files. You can
Mhm.
scrub, pause, rewind video files, but not audio tracks. How
I
can
got
you
you.
handle a request like this? Or what would you do?
Yeah. So when I see requests like that, we have our own Slack channels where we talk about things interdepartmentally, and we're able to say, like, understanding what the needs are, and if we have other audio requests. I know there have been requests about sneak us the secrets, about being able to fade music out. There's a lot of things that are kind of in that same bucket, and figuring out prioritizing when to do those things. Honestly, you can send me an email, jill@ecamm.com. It's the best email ever. It's the shortest email I've ever had, and I want to keep it forever. Like, I have to.
You'll be the
But
only
you can
Jill. All the other
Jill,
Jills are
that's
gonna have to
it.
be Jill something at 1, 2, 3,
Jill
ABC.
2.
Right.
I am Jill at Ecamm. But yeah, if you have shared a request and you haven't seen anything on that, you can send it again. We are constantly looking through the requests that are on Facebook and that come through our Discord account and through our marketing email. So if it's a feature that's really important to you, you can continue to be the squeaky wheel for sure. I do know that there's kind of like a list of priorities. Like, so for us, I know that one big feature that we're pushing is to be able to simultaneously stream horizontal and vertical at the same time.
hmm
So like, that's something where if we have a list of requests, but this one is more important and is going to meet the needs of keeping us relevant and meeting the needs of people, so there's always that you have to figure out. And but no, I think that's a great audio request. I agree. I know that we have audio filters that just came in the last update, and that was something that people had asked us to do for a long time. So, you know,
So
just keep you
this is something, Jill,
yep, it
that
is helpful.
when you get a whole bunch of Ecamm people together, I mean, we are connected by all of us being Mac users. Okay, I always
Mhm.
tell people this all the time. Like, yeah, we're
Yeah.
Ecamm Fam, but more importantly, we're Mac users. And
Yeah.
Mac users, or people that are connected to Apple, are a special breed of people.
A
Okay,
hundred
it just
percent.
is
And
what it is.
we are proud of that. A lot of people will be like, "Ah, you're only on Mac." It's like, you instantly know a lot about a person if they're like a Mac person. I'm not
Right.
judging anybody else.
It's no judging. I
I'm
just
just
don't want to have
saying
to talk to you if
the
you're using an
profile.
Android. Like, why are
Bite.
we talking if you're using an Android? Why? Like, what are we
If our
talking about?
chat is not all blue,
Right.
I'm not swiping on you.
Like, there's no need for us to communicate. Like, we're different.
Why
We're
would
just
we?
different.
I'm just glad we
So,
understand this.
oh yeah, it is. It's a clear understanding. It is clear. So this is what I would say to Stephen. If I'm one of those kind of people that rarely make requests, because I always
Mm.
try to figure out what I can do versus what I can't.
Yeah,
So what's the difference between a video track and an audio track?
the visual component.
Visual component. So if you have a way to not to hide the visual component,
Right.
which you can layer inside of
Yep.
Ecamm, then you have access to the scrub, the pause, and all that, and it's just a MP4 versus a MP3. Am I not correct in
Yep.
saying that?
Yeah. No, you're right.
Problem
And
solved.
sometimes
No,
it's
Jill, I'm
the
sorry. Hold on.
Do you have a sound effect you're about to?
That's the wrong one.
It's very nice
That's
though.
the wrong one.
Laughing. I wait till we get there. Hey. There is a lot of reverse planning that sometimes needs to be done. You know, like when you're doing when you're in Ecamm, it's like a full on video studio production tool.
Right.
And by doing so much of that pre-programming, which if you're live streaming, you over prep and then you can be a little spontaneous too,
Right.
obviously. That's why we like live streaming so much. But yeah, sometimes you have to do that over planning ahead of time so that it's seamless live. So there's always I'm the same way as you, Strict. Like I actually when I work with different clients, I love to hear all of the problems because I know that there are like 18 different solutions for it. And so it's a matter of finding the solution that works best.
But that
But
may
there are,
really work for Steven as well. Like in
yeah,
a short term,
yeah,
until you're able to do that with a waveform or a
MP3.
MP3, you could
Hmm.
try doing it into an MP4 or something like that so that you can
Yeah.
have control over it. So, where there's a will, there's a way. I'm working on
Hmm.
sound effects for Final Cut multiple video playing automatically.
Mm.
I'm working in the sound effects tab, multiple videos playing automatically. Got me with that one, brother.
It's one of those, I'd have to see your scenes, I'd have to see your whole profile. I love the variety of things.
Oh,
All
it's just
right,
I love
and
the radio. That's funny. Oh, here we go. Here you go. Mac users are super dope.
there we go.
Ecamm Fam is more important than Mac. We just happen to be Mac users. I agree. But the
Agreed.
fundamental part, before we got to Ecamm, we had to have a Mac. But I always tell people, like right now, Ecamm is such a big deal
Hmm.
that a Mac Mini, like the base model Mac Mini, can
Yep.
run Ecamm right now. So the barrier to entry is so low
So
getting with
low, 100%.
Ecamm that it's not like what it was 5 years ago. I mean, we had to get the iPad Pro. It had to be an i7 or higher. It had to do this, that, and whatever. And when they came out with those M chips, it changed everything.
Hmm. Listen, I've got a setup downstairs in my living room for my kids to play on because Bobby and Kenny are obviously going to be content creators
Why not,
running
right?
Pokemon cards and I don't even Minecraft. I don't know. Um, but they've got a base model Mac Mini
Mm-hmm.
and then an old TV screen that I wasn't using anymore. Some of those Logitech speakers. And then my USB, it's not a Yeti, but it's like that. Like all the equipment that I've kind of moved on from, they've got
Right.
it set up down there and they're loving it. But
I
yeah, I mean the
bet.
Mac Minis. When we went to that recent conference, to all of these lawyers are like, oh well, I'm not a Mac person, but it's the same thing. I mean, if this is a tool that's important to you, if you're going to spend X amount of money on the best camera, the best microphone, get yourself a Mac Mini for a couple $100. And even if you're just using that as your exclusive tool for live streaming,
Which it
then you
should
set
be.
up your space 100%, right? Um, yeah, I mean it's not that big of an ask anymore. So if the tool and the product and the outcome is as important to you as it seems, then it's just another tool. It really is. I mean, how much money have I spent on lights? I've got a light here. I'm not even using it, but I definitely spent money on it and well, it's just sitting
Tons of
there,
money on stuff, and
Yeah,
and now the computer that you're using to power all this, the price point has just changed. The barrier to
absolutely.
entry is so much lower now. There are other things you could be doing. I do say that just be mindful of what you want Ecamm to do. If you want to stay
Mm-hmm.
relevant, if you want to buy one, a computer or a Mac Mini or a
Mm-hmm.
Mac that, let me say the right. If you want to buy a Mac that's going to give you some time, like you want to buy it with a little bandwidth and some more, you could do
Yeah.
that. Spend more money and say,
Yep.
hey, I at least got 2, 3 years with this particular computer being
Yeah.
able
You'll
to
never
handle.
regret having more RAM.
You
Yep.
never regret that. All right,
Yep.
so Mr. Riley has a question for you about your Magnum. Are they
Good to
on
see.
sale anywhere? So he's talking about the emblem, the logo that's on your mic.
Oh, that's a great question. So Jeremy, one of our moderators, designs these. So they're cool. I think they're mic flags. I'll go back into this YouTube description later and I'll add it in. But Jeremy is one of our moderators and he designs these awesome things that just clip right onto your mic clip. So he sent us one for Ecamm.
That's awesome. I think
And
that's
so he can
awesome.
design your logo. Yeah, these work with the M7B, but they're different.
SN7Bs? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So
But yeah,
it
that's a great
works with
question.
a
I love
mic.
this.
It works with a
It
sure
works with
mic.
a mic. Yep. And then he
Okay.
has some that are just magnetic, and I think they're really cute. I love them. And so he just sent me one for free, and as like appreciation, and it's in almost all my videos.
That's awesome. All right. So I know we need to wrap up, but I have one more question for you. When
You
it
want more
comes to
secrets?
your role, say that again.
You want more secrets?
Yes, more secrets. We
I
got to
don't
get it.
understand.
By the way, do you see the gradient moving on my
I do.
frame?
I see that orange going around.
Yeah, you should have never
Now,
told me
now,
that.
now, just right click on yours and copy, and then paste it on mine, and then change one color. Did you already do
Well,
it?
I did it. Well, I didn't copy and paste. I just went and changed it to motion
Yeah.
on the side. I didn't know, like, I'm one of those kind of people that I like to play with it. Who's reading or
Yeah.
watching tutorials? Let's break it first. That's why I went
Yeah.
off camera for a minute. I didn't know. Um, Question for
Last
you.
question.
You
Tell me.
talked about how you're going to be supporting the community. What is your expectation for the Ecamm Fam community members for
Yeah.
Ecamm? What are some of your expectations for the group?
I love that question. Um, what I have seen is that sometimes people will run to the community when they're like, oh crap, something's not working. And I want to tell people that is still a place to do that. But as a community manager, what I love to see even more is that mindset of contributing to the community, supporting one another, looking for those posts that say, like every Friday we share a post that says Ecamm Fam Fridays, like drop your links. I have followed so many new content creators in the family that I did not know were there.
Wow.
Super interesting content, like political content, crafting content. We have some big deal people that are doing amazing things in the community. So, if you're in our community, what I would love to see is find your people and give more than you take. And I don't think we have a problem with people taking too much. I really don't. I'm just saying, coming from a teaching background, as a mom, as someone that like grew up in church scenes where like, you know what? Just keep bringing things to share, it's a
That's
potluck,
good.
everybody brings something. So I mean, I would love to see more of that. And as we start to create more, so we have our we haven't really been posting much on it at all, but we do have a new Instagram account, and you're going to be seeing, oh, that's a secret I could have shared. Oh, Strick, I forgot.
I
But
gave you,
guys,
hey, it's softball here. I slow pitch and
I
everything.
forgot.
We'll
And
give,
I'm a
we'll
softball
do it
player
again. We'll
too.
do it again. We'll at the
Okay,
end.
so
That'll be the
so
last thing.
at the end.
And yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. But so then I won't tell you about it. No, I'm just gonna tell it to you now. Sorry, it's just happening now. So no, but we've got Ecamm Fam YouTube channel coming up, and TikTok, and we have an Instagram account. We have it saved. We haven't really been doing much in there, but community, if you're doing things that are cool, if you have an interesting use case of Ecamm or Ecamm adjacent things, we want to be able to highlight those things. So you're going to see a lot more opportunities in the Facebook group, in our Discord page, on social media, encouraging people to book time with me to be interviewed. Simple interviews. The topic is why video? Why do you do video? And of
Okay.
course, it all comes back to Ecamm because people are using Ecamm. But like, why is video so important? So when you see those opportunities, take them, please. We want to share what you're doing. And then also encourage your friends. Like, truly, this is it's a really great place. You and I feel like we've been friends for years, and we have, and we'll go time
Yes,
without seeing each other, but we just pick right up. I mean, seeing you at Creator Camp, like,
the
that's like
coolest. The only
so
problem I
awesome.
had with it is we were in between, like,
Yeah,
transitioning from one thing to the next, and we didn't have
sessions.
enough time to really talk.
I know. This year, you are coming this year, right?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Listen, there's only like there's I want to say 20 seats left. The format this year is going to be great. We're all in one location. There's going to be more time for community and hanging out and collaboration. If you can come,
It's my
I would love to hang out
scheduling
with you.
that's more of an issue than anything. Like
Mm,
wanting to come, but my wife
yeah.
is really ramped up in what she's doing, and it's just hard
Yeah.
getting away.
Well, you can always come to Creator Camp UK. We're going to be launching Creator Camp UK
I saw
in
that. That's really
April
cool.
2026. I finally get to use my passport other than like, the North America and South America. I'm really excited about going literally overseas. It'll be my
And
first
by that
time.
time, you
So,
don't have to worry about coming back because they're making a big issue about leaving and coming back. But by
yeah.
April, hopefully, they have it all worked out.
It sure as heck better be worked out by then. But we're gone. But we're gone. We're
That's funny.
going. It's happening. But yeah, so community, we are excited to serve you, but come in, see how you can get involved and give back and encourage each other. Oh, we're also going to be doing this new thing where we're going to do podcast trading. So an example of this is Strick. I don't know if you know this, but you're going to be on my podcast that I'm just starting. I'm
That's what's up.
interviewing
We can
interesting
sing
people
together
that
on a
want to give.
podcast. Let's just make
We
sure we do a
obviously will be
duet.
singing.
Yeah,
We should.
yeah.
And you know what we will need? We kind of need some like flute. We need a flautist. We need
Okay,
some. I don't know if
okay,
you know
okay.
anyone.
I,
If you know
I
anyone,
I may know at least one
you
person.
may know at least one. But like, so I'm on your show, and then you know what? You come on my show. So we're going to be encouraging people to do that kind of like swapping,
I love that.
just to because people need more practice too.
They
And
do. They do.
I've been a guest on a lot of shows, and I'm happy to be launching my new series. I'm recording everything now, and it's going to be launching in August. So Miss Jill is my YouTube channel, shameless plug. But you'll be seeing a lot of conversations with interesting people talking about their journey and giving advice to their former selves on how to, what to definitely do and maybe what not to do, and just sharing their stories. So take advantage of opportunities like that because it's good to be on the production side. It's good to be on the interviewing side, and push yourself and be a community member.
Give more than you take. Hey, guys, I
Yes.
really like that. That stuck with me, and I believe in all of that as well. And that's why
Yeah.
we have the stream show, so we can give information or have a platform where people can come to get information, and they leave us great comments like this. Great stuff. Thanks, Stephen. I definitely appreciate
Thanks.
you hanging out with us tonight. Last question. Do you think Ecamm, we've already answered this, but I'm going to bring it back up,
Mm.
will have verticals and horizontal live streams at the same time?
It is a priority that we are definitely looking at. I mean, I've never programmed anything in my life other than my MySpace page at one time, like with HTML and glitter and stuff like that. Do you remember the days of MySpace where
I
that's as
do.
far as I ever got with coding? Oh,
I do.
and something about like an Oregon Trail. We're going way back. But anyways, I know that it's a list of priorities for us for sure. So some of the other feature requests that come in, we're like, yeah, those are nice, but not necessary because this is really super important for so many of us who are wanting to stream both horizontal and vertical at the same time. It's just a matter of time and figuring it
That's
out so that it's works well because we don't want to rush some of these things and then have let people down and have things not work.
So let me ask you this question. How often do you get this on your live streams?
Never. Thank you,
Huh?
Mr. Green. I am known for immediately blushing if anyone ever gives me a compliment. So thank you. Appreciate that.
There you go. There you go. Like he just put
What
it
a way
on
to
out
end a
there. It's
show.
like I don't know what you guys are talking about, but Jill is beautiful.
Mm,
And
that's so nice. How red
I
am I? Is it bad?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. You're all red and everything, but it's okay. It's okay. And I haven't shouted out
Relax.
Mr. Camera Junkie.
Hey,
You
Louise.
know, big shouts out to you. I get my notice every Saturday night that he is going live. I don't get a chance to get to each and every one of them, Mr. Camera Junkie. I still get my notification, and
Good.
continue to do what you do for the community as well, sir. And yeah, man. Hey, he says thank you. No, thank you guys for being a
Yeah.
part of the show tonight. Coming to hang out with us is important. I will be on next week talking about how the content creation world is changing. Man, I didn't know that YouTube, before I posted this, because you know we actually do the shows early as far as schedule them really early. I didn't know that YouTube was going to make some changes about what they're going to monetize or not. But we're going to talk
Mm,
about the changing platform of content creation, what that means for you as a content creator, and
mm,
hopefully be able to inspire people to really dig deep into their
yeah.
creativity. AI is great and it's great tools to kind of help you to build some things, but what's inside of you that can come out to help
100%.
somebody else? That's what we're going to talk about. Changing worlds and then inspire you a little bit. Why not come hang out with me? I will tell you this. It will be at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, which is 6 o'clock Central Standard Time, which is an hour earlier than we are on today. I'll be sure to be on time or have it scheduled the right time next Sunday night so you can come hang out with us. Jill, please make sure this is not your last time coming to the stream show.
It won't be for sure. I'm so glad that you invited me to join you. I was super excited. It was an immediate yes, and I'd be happy to join you again.
That's what's up. Let's do it. Hey guys, I'll see you next week. And man, thank you. Hey, this is DJ Strick, and I would like to thank you for watching another edition of the Stream Show.